I cannot find a way to start talking about myself without being awkward, so I think I'm just gonna start. I was born on August 9, 2001, here in Cali, Colombia. I was the middle child of a family of 3 children. As I grew up, I went to school, I had good times there. My parents started enrolling me into different sports like football, basketball. I was not really good at any of them and I didn't enjoy it. And I was like, well, that sucks. And for that reason, I didn't get into sports until much later in my life. Since I was a kid, I always liked to draw. And even though I have taken some time where I didn't draw as much as I think I should, it has always been a part of my life. I knew that I wanted to do something related to drawing, even though I didn't know what it was. When I finished school, I went to the high school where my mother was a teacher, which is the INEM. It is a huge school compared to all the other schools here in Cali, and it has thousands of kids per year. I don't have a lot of memories from high schools. The only memories I have are with my friends, just being with them and repeating the same pattern from Monday to Friday all year long, which always made us laugh when we thought about it. Since my mother was a teacher there, I actually had to be a student of my mother, and it was actually not that bad. The worst part of it was to stand the jokes of my friends. I finished the high school and I did the test that tell us if we are able to go to a public university or not. I got my score and I knew that I could enroll and maybe get in any of the choices that I wanted to get to the university. Because of my mother being a teacher, she has always told us about the importance of going to the university and finish the career. Since drawing was something that I really enjoyed and was something that I loved in that time, I tried to enroll to graphic design in the university, but I didn't know that there was another test that you had to make to be able to enroll. I did this test and some weeks later I got the news. No. I was really sad of not getting in because my sister had gotten in her first try to the university. I had six months off and I didn't know what to do. So my mother told me that I could learn something that could help me in what I was going to study next. I was really scared of enrolling again in graphic design and not getting in. 1 year off was a long time for me. So even though I loved drawing, I was not thinking of enrolling again to graphic design. So my options were physics, that I thought that because I enjoyed it in high school, I would enjoy it in the university, and foreign languages, because English had become a huge part in my life and everything that I consumed was in English. So I chose to get better at my English. I enrolled into a course and I studied English for those 6 months. Even though after those 6 months I enrolled, but not for foreign languages, but for physics. And since physics is hard as didn't have a lot of people enrolling, I got in. So I was in the university. And I think that the university is really where people become the person that they are going to be in life. There is such freedom for what you can do, more in Univalle. But I was in physics. I started going to my classes, and soon enough, I realized that the people in the career were actually not like me. They were so much passionate about the career. As the weeks went by and the classes turned uglier and uglier, I remember my passion for the physics fading away. I didn't really want to study a career so focused in investigation, and I realized of my mistake as I was in the classes. These times were hard as shit, but since I was a little lucky, there was one of the first national strikes in the city, which made the university stop working. This ended up with giving a lot of freedom to students to pass the courses and not punishment in case you didn't. And that was me. I almost didn't pass any course. I was only good at chemistry. But there was something really important that I learned in this semester of physics. First, I was not going to do the second semester I was going to enroll to another career. And second, my love for yoga. I enrolled a class of yoga and I had never done it. I thought that it was gonna be fun, and my sister, that was in the university too, had told me that it was so hard to find those spots, so she told me to try, maybe I could get one. And I did. I went to every single class of yoga. That class was everything for me. As I told before, I didn't enjoy sports and I was not really interested in working out. But yoga made me sweat like a whore in church. I loved yoga. It was the best class I had. I would say that yoga was the thing that didn't let me go crazy in those 4 months of physics. After all that chaos, I enrolled to foreign languages this time. I got in and I was ready to study this career that I thought that I wanted. And it has been pretty good so far. I have met teachers that have taught me a lot about education and how to teach, and I have loved the way they teach their class. And I have also learned what other things I don't want to do as a teacher. I think that it is subjective when you say that a teacher is good or bad, but I have found a lot of teachers that I don't really enjoy, but the ones that are good really make it worth it. And the university is not only about the teachers. You really learn a lot from the other classmates. I have found amazing classmates that are now my friends. I have gone through experiences that I have never thought I would go through. And I have ended liking things that I never thought I would. Also in the university, I kept drawing. My classmates said that they liked it. So I started seeing what opportunities I could do about it. I have always liked tattoos, but I never thought about doing a tattoo. And like 2 years ago, I just said, okay, I'm gonna make a tattoo. And I did a tattoo on myself. And since that, I have been practicing and I think that I've become better at it. And I think that this could be something that I can work in, if not as a professional tattooer or tattooist or person that tattoos, but maybe as a hobby. I wouldn't mind. I really enjoy making tattoos and I enjoy the artistic part of it. After my love experience with yoga, I kept trying to find something like yoga, and I ended up going into a ballet class, and I enjoyed it pretty much because it was everything that I liked about yoga, that is working out a lot and trying to do something perfect. And it didn't have the things that I didn't like about yoga, that it was the meditation part. I find it disturbing. It actually makes me quite dizzy. And the whole thing about the chakras, I don't really care about it. So ballet has become a huge part of my life since I got in. I got in around 2 years, and I really enjoy practicing it. Even though I think about the opportunity that I have lost since I enrolled when I was 18, and the people that do ballet professionally start way younger, but it still is a huge passion for me. When I think about what I like today and what person I am, I really cannot stop thinking about how different from what my parents want me to be I've become. And I have not a single problem with that. I believe that your life is your life and you can do whatever you want with it, as long as you don't harm others. My mother hates tattoos, and she had some conservative ideas. And since I have changed my thoughts about some things, I have been able to teach them that maybe some things that they think are not right. This is related to a lot of things, because you don't realize how the environment where your parents grew up shaped them, and how they have some ideas rooted in themselves. And this comes from gender to race to tattoos to mental illness to sexuality, and way too many topics. And that is something that I have learned in life, that is everyone can teach you something, and everyone knows something that you don't know because of the experience that they have lived. And that is the conclusion I have right now in my life. Just live your life. Everyone's gonna live theirs.